Right, Mick Garvey from Airgun World, and welcome to the next series of Shooting Country TV, episode 14. We're on the outskirts of Penrith. Another one of my ongoing permissions. It is an ongoing job. There's loads of rabbits here in these fields, and they're beginning to undermine these lodges on the side. The farmer's fed up with the spooking the sheep. He's having to chase them around all the time. The weather is not the best today, although the forecast does say it's going to blow out for later on this afternoon, and hopefully tonight it's going to be okay. But for the time being, we're here just checking out the area, just making sure nothing's changed since last time I was here. I've seen one or two rabbits out already, and we're going to check some of the damage, see if the damage has increased since last time we were here. Hopefully it should be a good night. We're here with the usual sponsor gear. We've actually got the Pulsar Merger LRF XP50 binoculars, superb bit of kit. We've got the Air Arms S510 Tactical with the Talion XG35 thermal scope. Obviously the gear is normal, Shooter King gear, and hopefully this is all going to make for a good night tonight. Right, we're going to check the zero on the gun. I usually use a heat pad, but today I'm using a bit of tin foil on a bit of a white background. That tin foil is angled towards the sky. That'll reflect the light from the sky, and it'll show up black on the screen. I'm just going to double check the zero. I always do this when I go out, and I usually do it when I come back after a day out or a night out, just to make sure the zero is where it should be and we haven't got any concerns about any shots we're going to take later on. Right, we're in position now, 46 yards away from the target. I'm going to take a few shots, just make sure that all the pellets are landing on point, and then we know we're good to go. Then we can carry on later on. Four shots, 46 yards I think we said it were. I'm happy with that. Right, this is something we've just spotted. You have to just check the zero. You've just seen this little bit of digging here from the rabbits. You can see the rabbit dropping, so we know it's a rabbit. There's actually an electrical cable right to the back of there. It's an armoured cable. I haven't been an electrician, I'm assuming that's what it's got to have been, buried in the ground. It's not buried very deep for starters. I know it would take some chewing through, but there's a potential problem there. The rabbit does get through that, which it can chew through fences. You've seen that. It will chew through the armoured cable, and that's obviously a power issue. Right, we're here having a bit of a look round, a bit of recce on the edge on the fence line. You can see this damage has been done, the original damage has been done by the rabbits. You can see the rabbit droppings all around here, and the further up you go you can see more and more damage to the fencing. You can see where they're buried underneath, and still a strong smell of fox here. But this is the problem we've got. Once they through this barrier, this fencing, they're into the gardens. The next thing, they're into the lodges, undermining the foundations, and that's where the big problems are, and that's why we're here. Right, here we are, we're right at the far end of the permission now, and you can see all the way down this banking, this is where the rabbits are burrowing in. There's major disruption to the ground here. You can see it's even started to collapse, so it's not long before these rabbits, they're breeding well. There's lots of rabbits, we've seen quite a few today in daylight. These rabbits are going to overbreed and they're going to move out, and they're going to be heading that way towards the lodges, which is again what we don't want. So we've got to get on top of these, and this is what we're doing here. This is the whole idea behind being here. Right, we've finished the recce, we've had a look around. You've seen the damage the rabbits causing to the fencing, to the undermining of the outbuildings, to the hedges. You've seen the banking that's falling away. The only problem we're going to have tonight, I think, is the wind. It's gusting. The forecast does say it's going to slow down. Hopefully that's going to be the case. You know, a little bit of breeze is going to be alright, but some of the wind we've had today is going to be too strong, especially using an air rifle, even if it's FAC. But we're going to make the best of it and do what we can, and hopefully it's not going to be too much of a hindrance. Right, well, we've come to the end of the evening here. We came here early. We did the recce on the place. There's quite a lot of rabbits all over the place. You can see from the signs that from the photographs we showed you earlier. There's not so many out tonight. There's been a problem. I don't know why that is, but it's been the weather. It's been bad, but tonight's been okay. We've also had a little chat with one of the neighbours in the lodges, and she's got a dog that's not very well, and it's a bit sensitive at the moment. It's had some sort of ear infection, so she's asked us to keep away from a certain area, so that's kept the numbers down as well. And obviously out of respect for the lady and her dog, we've kept away from that. But we've had a good night. All the kits work perfectly well. Numbers not as many as expected, but yeah, it's these things happen. You can have all the best gear in the world, and if the rabbits aren't coming out to play, then you're going to struggle. But we're going to travel back towards the centre now, and we're going to see if we can pick up on another farm on the way back, and let's see if that's any better. Hi, well we had an eventful night last night. We're back on site this morning. We had a late finish. We're back here this morning, like I say, just to give you a bit of an insight to what happened. We actually took on the job of clearing the rabbits on the farm after being contacted by the farmer and one of the residents of the lodges. The rabbits are actually running riot on the field. They're actually undermining the fence. They get in, and it won't be long before they're undermining the lodges. So we did a bit of a recce on the area, just identified the problem areas. You could see there was plenty of activity from the rabbits, and you'll see that from the pictures and the videos. Plenty of diggings, plenty of holes. We'd also got a problem with a fox on there, which we didn't see last night. We also got approached by one of the residents who got a problem with a family dog. It had got some sort of ear problem, and it was reacting to noises, and she asked us if we could actually miss out a certain area of the farmyard, of the farmland, so as not to affect the dog. Being a dog owner, dog lover, I appreciate that. And she's a nice lady, so we decided, yeah, that's not a problem. We'll cut that piece out, and we'll just take care of the rest of the farm. Which we did. But before that, we tested the gear. We made sure the S510 and the Talion was working in perfect harmony with each other. Obviously, the thermal binoculars, they're always going to work, so they were just picking out images in the daytime, which was good to know. There's one or two out. We came back later that night. Total darkness. We managed a couple of rabbits, but then all of a sudden it seemed as if the wind was against us. There was a little bit of rain, a little bit of mist coming in, and the rabbits just seemed to be spooked. Like I said, we got a couple, and we decided at that stage, well, let's try another part of the farm where I know there's more rabbits. So we headed that sort of way. On arrival, same sort of thing. The rabbits, there were one or two about, but not many. But then when we entered into the field, we saw that probably the reason for it was the sheep was out there with the lambs. So instantly we thought, well, we don't want to be bothering freshly born lambs, causing issues for the ewes. So we decided to head back to the other part of the farm where we started off. We'd given ourselves about a 45-50 minute break from this, and it appeared it was just enough for the rabbits to gain the confidence to come back out again. We did a full tour of the land, and as you can see, we redeemed ourselves. I think we ended up with I think it's 15 there, which is not bad considering the first visit, a couple of rabbits, a nice break, and we ended up with 15. So that's broad. But we actually did this in a different way. We got our heads together and decided we're going to give the feedback on how things work, rather than stand there with a camera and a tripod and wait for the rabbits to show. Using flash, it's just not going to work. So we thought we're going to give you an insight to exactly how the merger actually works. The cameraman filming me while I was on the gun, filming my shots. So we've got like a sort of dual-edged sword. I've got the images and the views from the merger, from the Talion, and the cameraman has got the views from the merger, and it doubles up and it just shows you. And it's got me picking rabbits up from distances, and it's got me taking shots, which it's something we don't normally do, but it's quite an interesting one, especially for you guys, to see exactly the capabilities of what you can actually do with these thermal scopes and thermal spotters. All in all, a good day, good result. What started out looking like a poor one ended up being quite a decent one. 15 rabbits, so they'll all be poached and skinned out and in the freezer later on today, and hopefully you can gain something from this. You can see exactly what we see from the spotters. I appreciate you watching. Any comments in the comment box as usual, I'll try and get back to you, and we'll see you on the next one.